Oh God, you're well and truly on the one. Here we go. That's it. That's it. We're done. Let me unwonk you. I've literally just walked the door. Walked through the door. All of my stuff is still in the car. How's that? Oh, overwonked. We'll just have to make do and mend today, darlings. And I'm only going to be here for a short while, because as you can imagine, I'm a bit knackered. Ah, that'll do for now. Oh God, my legs are stiff. Okay. Right, let me grab some stuff in from the car while people wander in. Evening, oh, excuse me. Good evening, Tricia. Thank you very much. Look, a change of refreshment. That was a gift from Mr. Joseph Lloyd of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, and it's actually really nice. I could be converted to this. Get some more of that. Bear with, just need to get the rest of the stuff out. The stuff in the boot can stay there. Right, that will do for, oh, let's clear this over here. Okay, yeah, that'll do for now. The rest of the stuff can stay in the car until tomorrow. And then you're just going to have to excuse me, because I'm dying for a pee. It's been a long old drive home. It's been a nightmare of a journey home. Absolute bloody nightmare. Oh, I've been doing some ranting on video, I can tell you that. Back in 2 minutes. Good evening, cheeseburger. Bloody hell, I needed that. That was one of my bigger wheeze, my darlings. And I'll tell you what else I need. This. Come to Daddy. Oh, looking forward to that. Goodness me, what a day it's been. Hello, darlings. Hello, hello, hello. Chaz Brown, hello. No, bugger off, Cheeseburger. You were disappointed it wasn't the Corsa. Oh, dear. For those of you who don't know, I have been down to the south coast of England. To spend some time with a chap who's got one of those YouTube channel things. And while I was down there, I thought I might as well buy his car, because I went down on the train and I only had a single ticket, so I had no other way of getting back. So, you know, the obvious thing to do was to simply buy one of his cars, wasn't it? You know how these things work. And here is the key to said car. And of course, I have a key ring and a key ring place waiting for it. What I haven't got is a file sorted out. Right, so Trisha said hello, Cheeseburger, hello, Chaz, hello. Glad you got back at last. Nightmare, absolute nightmare, you'll see on the video. Absolutely fine until the M1. And then the M1, literally all the way, every 2, 3, 4 miles, they were taking it down from 4 lanes or 3 lanes to 1 lane or 2 lane. Talk about stop start. Oh, Joe's here. Good evening, Jason. Congrats on the new stunning V645. So happy for you. And glad it went to an MG Rover fan as well as stayed in the community. How was the journey home? Nightmare, but nothing to do with the car. The car was absolutely fabulous. Really fabulous, actually. Just checking. Oh, God, that's a weird key, isn't it? Look at this. That's the spare key. Obviously aftermarket, but I actually quite like it. Might have that one as the main one. And what does that say? Westmore. I do quite like that. What do you think? No beige leather interior either. No, I'm not a fan of the beige leather interior, to be completely honest with you. Oh, there's loads of paperwork. That's good. That's good. That's good. Bloody hell. Oh, check this out. Hold on, I need this. First bill I've looked at, program new remote transmitter, right? So just the program, not supplying it or anything like that. 25 quid plus VAT, 30 quid total. 30 quid, I could have done that for him. So don't pay 30 quid, I'll do it for less. 30 quid. And it's an absolute piece of pudding to do. Absolute piece of pudding. Oh gosh, look at all that. Plenty of paperwork, there's loads of handbooks. Oh, I'm going to have fun with that, aren't I? There's my logbook. Right, jolly good. I don't get that. If you use the car with... It is mechanically excellent, says Cheeseburger. Don't let Paddington near it. Yeah, it is. I mean, he spent a fortune on the car, and it drives like it's had a fortune spent on it, to be fair. Yeah, it is indeed mechanically very excellent. The car needs for nothing really. The faults I were expecting were, and that we're going to need doing, were interior clock, door cards, roof lining. You know, nothing in other words. And the cards and lining are not bad at all. They'll last a while yet. And the clock, you know, clock ideally needs doing, but if you've got a clock on the stereo, is it the end of the world? Happily, the clock is kind of barely working at all, and I can cope with that. It's when it's half working, so it's obviously knackered. But in Richard, the car's name is Sir Richard Morris, by the way. There is a reason for it, and you will see that reason. I won't bore you with it now, but that will actually be on Joseph's video. He kidnapped me, took me to a deserted gateway and started making a video. And there was no, oh, would you mind if, would you be okay with? No, he just directed me to a gateway and a video started. Only a short one with me in it. So that rather caught me on the hoof. I was totally unprepared for that. Now I know how Matt and Neil and Johnny and everybody else who rocks up to the yard feels when I suddenly turn the camera on and say, hey! Yeah. But yeah, indeed, it is mechanically. It's excellent in many, many, many respects. Virtually all respects. He spent a lot of money on bodywork and underneath as well. So all of the rust has been sorted, and you know, the car's been future-proof. It's a lovely car. You don't need me to show you around it. I'm sure you've all seen it in. Well, James's JM on Cars did it and got like 45,000 views. Furious Driving Matt did a vid on it and got 40,000 views. Everybody else apart from me and Mustard have done a video on the car. I mean, Mark's done it, Mark on Motoring, well, everybody, just everybody really. So I'm sure you don't need to see around it, but I'll take you around it anyway in a video just for, oh, the only thing desperately wrong with it is this stereo. It's an amazing stereo, a really good one, very expensive, but wrong colour display, and it doesn't seem to worry Joseph in the least. Drove me mad all the way home. I had to pretend I couldn't see it. That's going to need changing. PDQ, tell you. Oh, that's nice. A day of trains, new car and tinkle clutching excitement, says, oh, it's Steve's, my friend Steve. Yeah, absolutely, mate, and 2 tubes as well. So yeah, a lot of tinkle clutching and a packed lunch and 1, 2, 3, 4 pierced nipples. I was sitting opposite 4 pierced nipples all the way down to London. And then vegans came and sat next to me. I had to eat sausages at them. Now it just needs a Boaty's World and Project Nigel sticker on it. Well, it doesn't need a Project Nigel sticker on it. Oh, and Cheeseburger says the Hubby and Lucy sticker needs to come off. Which is the Lucy sticker? But yeah. And Cheeseburger says Hubby went on a delivery caper with a single ticket and bought an MOT failure for the return. Did he? Which one was that? Oh God, yeah, that, what was it? 206? No, 106. Was it a 106? Oh, I can't remember. Evening, Boaty, says Jaden. Cheeseburger asks, isn't the engine a bit asthmatic? V6 2 litre supposed to sound nice. No, it's not asthmatic at all. It's a really nice refined lump. And the Jatco 5-speed auto box is particularly good. Now, even in normal drive mode, never mind putting it into sports mode or Tiptronic, it's very keen to kick down, and it will automatically hold the gear to 7,000 RPM. But it all seems a bit pointless. There's the way to drive the car, as far as I can see, is to just leave it in normal drive, not floor it, and it makes a nice noise and it picks up speed perfectly acceptably. It's a really nice thing, actually, really nice thing. Likes a drop of fuel. Make sure you check the cigarette lighter is working, says John, by burning your thumb on it like you did in the Derek video. It is working. It hasn't actually got a cigarette lighter in it. But I've had the 12 volt adapter thing in and that works. So I know it works. And now, I don't know. I'm not sure that it would have had a cigarette lighter in it. Let me just go into my drawer of cigarette lighter things. Being a semi facelift, might have had one of these. And I've got one spare, just a blanker. I've got cigarette lighters as well, so. But yeah, it does, the socket does work. Everything works. The aircon is ice cold, just been done. The bum warmers work, the heated seats. Cruise control works. Electric sunroof, it's fabulous. Everything works. Jolly nice place to be, really. Joe says it's a stunning, well looked after example. Joseph loved that car and I was surprised that he sold it. Wonder what he's getting next. Well, I suppose I shouldn't say, obviously I know. Oh, Maclan Motors has done a video on it as well. Everybody has. Original head unit looks good, says Cheeseburger. Yeah, should we have a look at that? Let's have a look at that, shall we? Because I might need your help with it. Sorry guys, the internet disappeared. This is the original head unit and it is a Becker Traffic Pro. Now Becker was like the ultra premium brand for gramophones. Beckers were fitted to Ferrari, Porsche, you know, all of the top things. So you know, the idea of having a Becker in your Rover was quite a thing. And it changed the car because, as I said in the previous live, no steering wheel controls. Because this head unit, they didn't do a steering wheel adapter for it. So if your car was spec'd with one of these, then it doesn't have the steering wheel controls. And to me, that's even more reason to try and put this one back in. Now, Joseph has never had this working because he doesn't have the code for it. So I can't be certain that it works. And, you know, it's been kept in a box for the last 3 years. You know, if you do a bit of research on these, then they're a really sought after head unit, even now. They're worth quite a few quid. Dual colour display, this, that and the other. So, yeah, I think I would love to get this one back in. if I possibly could. So if anybody knows how to get a code for a Becker onboard gramophone, do shout out. So that's the current plan. Try and get that original unit back in. Oh, there is a repair that needs doing, the aerial, but it's not just the aerial that's snapped off, the fitting is snapped off, so I think it needs a whole new aerial base, which I'm hoping can be accessed by dropping the interior light out. But yeah, that's the plan. Get that original unit back in, and that beautiful unit that's in it, that's just the wrong colour display for the car, stands out like a bloody whore in a church. That can go into Stigbürt, and that will be fantastic in Stigbürt. Oh, I'm knackered and I'm hungry. It sounds like a tour buying 500 quid from somewhere. They're not due just yet, but they're going to be due in a year's time. The original head unit looks in great condition. No, it's not bad. That'll clean up. You mentioned the buttons on the gramophone are sticky. Do you know why? I don't know specifically why, but I know it's a very, very common problem. And I know that they have remanufactured different buttons which can be fitted. I'd love to have this in the car because I've been researching this and it really is ultra premium. You know, you're genuinely sharing this with Ferraris and whatnot. You can see the stickiness on the buttons, and apparently it's just a thing that they do. So I'm really hoping this is still fully working. It looks like it's all ISO connections, so yeah, we'll try and get hold of the code. One of those audio forums, somebody will have it. Just need to spend a bit of time on there, and we'll see if we can get that in there, and then get the other one in Stigbürt, so Stigbürt gets a treat out of it as well. Be nice to have that in Stigbürt. Did you know the 45 heater display unit is used in a Lamborghini? Yeah, the climate control panel from the facelift 45 is used in Lamborghini. It's used in the Pagani Zonda and various other supercars as well. The ghosts don't like the new arrival. It probably is that. Similar sticky buttons on the MX-5 are usually caused by cleaning agents. Oh, well, there you are. Live and learn, live and learn. I know it's a common thing on them. So, let's have a look. New transmitter. Oh, what's this? Thermostat kit. Aircon regas. Service. Oh, it's just had a full service, by the way. Joseph had it serviced before. Well, he had it done last weekend, so that's all done, ready to go. 4 new tyres all round, matching tyres on each corner. Not new, they've done about 20,000 miles, but they've been rotated, so they're okay. Oh, ouch! Bloody hell! Oh, darlings. This is an invoice from this year, and it relates to when the crank sensor, when that went. Bloody hell! You want to see the total on it? Jesus Christ above, that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. How come it was, oh God, he said it was an expensive job, but I didn't realise it was that expensive. Christ above, how much does this car owe him? That really is terrifying. DMGRS, DMGRS, service items. There's a there are boxes in the boot with loads of paperwork and invoices and spare parts. Bless him, that he's got spare that he's passed on with the car. In the glove box, there are all the handbooks and more history and more whatnot, including all of the original literature for that Becker unit. I'd be really excited to get that back in the car. I really would. Need to work on that. And that shouldn't really cost anything. So that'll be like a free upgrade. Ah, cool. Well, I can have a fun few nights sorting all the paperwork out, sorting the keys out. Oh no, I've got the key ring for the main keys. Haven't got a key ring for. God, that looks like a brand new second unit he's bought as well. God, he's thrown money at this car. Good afternoon, Jason Lloyd Waffling, says Pingu. That ain't no cod, more like halibut. I will have to get the cod myself now. Oh, do you know, Pingu, I haven't mentioned anything, but I did think that card had you written all over it. And I would be very happy if you took the Codfather on, because that is a car that's had a lot of money and a lot of love thrown at it, and it just needs the right person to take. And it's rare. It's incredibly rare. That's a really nice car that needs a really good home. So I would love you to take the Codfather on, Pingu, if you fancy it. You know where we are. There's always a deal to be done. Yeah, that would be the Codfather going to his dream home for me. But you're right. It's definitely not the Codfather. Now, if the Codfather had been silver, but no. Oh, Pinch Punch first of the month. Yeah, White Rabbits. Welcome to August, everybody. Let's hope the bloody weather's better. He truly spent a fortune on that 45. God, he must have. I mean, he really must have. I mean, this one here, that is scary. And that's only from January. Almost my birthday. January this year. Terrifying. I'm a sucker for a CVT that works. It does work. Thank you, Barry, and hello to you. It does work. It's a replacement gearbox. It's a replacement gearbox, Pingu. And it works very well. Have a look at the paperwork for the car. It's got paperwork going all the way back. It's never had a bad owner, really, that I can see. And it's a car that spent time in Aberdare. The owner, not the last owner, the one before, was in Aberdare. So that car has got proper heritage from the best part of South Wales. My father was born in Aberdare, and obviously I was brought up just down the road. But I used to spend a lot of time in Aberdare. My Uncle Bill and Auntie Muriel lived in Aberdare. We used to visit them all the time. And then as a grown-up, I've had the odd kebab from a rather good kebab shop in Aberdare when I was hanging out in the cottage on my own. Codfather goes with tartar sauce in the expansion bottle. No, he doesn't. He's just losing a bit. He's just losing a bit of coolant, is all. He drives absolutely fine. Doesn't overheat or anything. Just a very slight loss of coolant. No other signs of head gasket failure whatsoever. So still a perfectly usable car, but you know, obviously needs to be attended to at some point. How many miles showing? I think it's 86. I think it's 86, something like that. 80 something anyway. Has Boo got a tow bar? I can't remember. Yeah, Boo has got a tow bar. And my friend Steve now has a thingy. What do you call it? A towing dolly thing that you, what do you call it? Car trailer thing that you put a car on. For those of you who have seen my daily diaries, you will have seen that Steve and his lovely, I almost said wife then, sorry Steve, she's not here yet, is she? Pull your finger out, man. His lovely other half came round on Sunday and they were on their way to pick up a car trailer for well, predominantly for Luigi, the beautiful little Fiat 500 that I've driven, to take him to further away shows where it wouldn't be practical to drive him, and also to borrow my King Boland diagnostic thing to try and sort out what's going on with Nicky's Alpha. But yeah, Miss Boo does have a tow bar. I'm very happy for you, Jason, says Joe. You must be over the moon with your purchase. Yeah, I am actually. That is a car that I really, really, really wanted to own. And it has not been easy to make sure that I do own it. I've moved heaven and earth to get my bum into that car, and I'm going to be eating beans on toast for the next 3 years and giving up everything that costs money in order to pay for it. But I really, really wanted that car. It's as I said, it's the perfect finisher for the fleet. Gives me 25, 45, 75 F, TF and a Land Rover, and that'll do. That'll do. That's like perfect, and it's the ultimate spec of 45, and it's the one that suits me the best, and it's got all the things I love. It's automatic, it has aircon and a sunroof. I hate only having one or the other. I like both. It's got cruise control. I love cruise control. It's got headlight washers. I love headlight washers. And I was thinking about this on the drive home when I wasn't swearing on video about the insane fucking roadworks. It's like a very late 1980s car or very early 1990s car with a 2003 registration on it. I mean, it was out of date. There's no doubt about that. But I like that. I like it. Yeah, it really needs my hat, my bow tie needs to be on the parcel shelf. It needs an AA Road Atlas, and I genuinely think it needs an AA badge on the grille. I've only done that once before on a Volvo, where I bought off eBay a period AA badge and bolted it on the grille. Never had a car that I thought needed it, but I reckon Sir Richard needs an AA badge and an Atlas and the hat on the parcel shelf and the picnic hamper in the boot. I'm delighted to own that car, and of course it's an incredibly rare car already. It will become even rarer, and it has to be, I would have thought, an appreciating asset. It's not going to go down in price for being another year older. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm very happy. My nurse girlfriend kung fu mistress was from Aberdare. You lucky sod, buddy. Her name was Claire, by the way. Right. The caravan needs moving from the yard. Have you got room for it? No. No. No, I haven't. And we can chat about that privately, Pingo. Diddly do. 86k miles, low for the year, but sounds like Joseph has had an expensive time. Yeah, I mean, he's been slamming the miles on it. Now, he's been throwing money at the car, but he has been throwing the miles at it as well. He's done, 4,000 miles in 3 years. That's oh, and I can now have my insurance rant. Fucking Lancaster Insurance, right? You watch any bloody motoring YouTube video sponsored by Lancaster Insurance, the most amazing insurance company for all of your fleet, blah, blah, blah. Right. I've got a couple of policies with Lancaster. I won't have them much longer. I did have 6 or 7 policies with Lancaster. And whenever they've needed renewing, I have gone elsewhere. But give them a try. So let me read this text from you. So I spent an hour on the phone to Lancaster. One of the reasons I hate them, because it takes you an hour to get to speak to somebody. And then you know what it's like to have to read through all of their script and blah, blah, bullshit. And Joseph was saying to me tonight, he said, they must really be looking after you, you know, sort of getting to be a known channel, a known name, all those policies with them. This is how they're looking after me. So I spent an hour on the phone and I'm trying to insure Rover 45, 2,000 miles a year, didn't ask for an agreed value. How much do you reckon? Have a guess. Lancaster Classic Insurance Specialists, right? Insurance policy, I've got loads of other policies with them. They know me. They know I'm an incredibly low risk. No claims floating about all over the place. They know I've got a fleet. They know the car's not going to get used, and they know it's kept in like the safest area in the world. 2,000 mile a year policy. I've not asked for an agreed value. Go on, guess how much? Guess how much? %35 increase, that's a market, says Cheeseburger. Okay, so guess how much? 500 quid, says Barry. 750 quid, says Joe. Keep guessing. Rover, 45, 52-year-old driver, classic car enthusiast, YouTube channel, umpteen vehicles, obviously not going to get used, obviously only going to be used high days, holidays, £2,000 a year. Keep those guesses coming in. And when somebody gets close, I'll tell you. And I'm going to get this right out there all over social media. Unless they suddenly decide to start sponsoring me. In which case I will tell you that they're an amazing company and you really should deal with them. I'll take the money like anybody else. 1,200 quid, says Joe. 1,500 quid, says Barry. Any advance on 1,500 quid? For a Rover 45, 2,000 miles a year, part of a classic car fleet. I'll have to get the actual text to tell you. Put it on a motor traders policy. I would love to get a traders policy. You know, it's not that long since I dropped mine, probably about 7 years. Had one for a hell of a long time. But to get a trader, now at this point, it would work out cheaper for me to have a trade policy. But a trade policy with TradeX is coming out at 2,400 quid, and it's a £500 deposit, and I just haven't got £500 to spend on it. When I have, I will get one, and it will save me money at this point. But ain't got a clue, says Joe, as I'd have thought it would be cheap. Yeah, I thought it would be cheap as well. 17.50. Well, that's close enough. Let me just... Lancaster. Hi, Jason. We can offer you cover for your Rover 45 at, get ready, £1,760 and 37p. £1,760 and 37p. For fuck's sake, after keeping me on the phone for an hour, going through every single online forum that I run or am a member of in order to get the price down, blah, 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 £1,760 and 37p. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. So I went on to confused.com, went with a company that I've already got one policy with, that I moved from Lancaster, and it cost me 245 quid. And that's a non-classic policy. Lancaster, your go-to place for your car insurance needs. Really? Really? £1,760 and 37p. My response, says Barry, would be fuck off, my arsehole hurts. That's more than my 12-month-old BMW with 30k miles a year, says Cheeseburger. I know, absolutely insane. In other words, you know, if it was, if they were not a broker, if they were the underwriter, then you'd say, fair enough. It's, they're just saying, we don't want to insure this car. Here's a stupid quote, so at least we've quoted you. But Lancaster are a broker, and it goes to show you that they are a shit broker. As a broker, their job is to find you the right policy with the right underwriter and to take a margin out of so doing. How shit are they if the best underwriter that they can come up with is 1,700 quid and I get it for 245 quid just going on a comparison website? That tells you all you need to know about them. You know, apart from the other stuff where I've got on record where they admit to selling policies that don't exist with false companies and all of that kind of thing. But we don't need to get into that, do we? That's going to be the title of this live stream. 1,760.37 reasons why I didn't insure my new car with Lancaster. Ugh. If you're falling out with Lancaster, then you won't be asking Sarah Crabtree back for afternoon tea. I've got no idea who Sarah Crabtree is, to be honest. And I've already fallen out with Lancaster. I've already plastered stuff across my socials after their operative on record, after I got an online quote, said, you can't count that online quote, that's a company that doesn't actually exist. I got an online quote, brokered by Lancaster, because they tried going on to a comparison website. Details came through. looked at taking the policy, looked at who the company was that was underwriting the policy, rang Lancaster, and they said, yeah, that company doesn't exist. And if they do exist, we don't deal with them. So ignore that quote. Don't take that quote because, you know, it's not going to be a real policy. You're not going to get paid out on if you need it. So when you've got an insurance broker telling you that, or you've got an employee of the insurance broker telling you that on record, then that's kind of all you need to know. But aside from that, I just can't be asked to spend an hour on the phone on hold every time I want to do something with car insurance, when other companies you can get straight through. Anyway, that's enough of that. Joe says, insurance for me being young is mega money. MJ was 1,003 quid, which was cheap for me being 22. And that policy includes everything and breakdown cover. My Maestro, says Barry, cost me 600 quid in 2002. I was 20, but then I blagged it a bit. I need to Google Sarah. Do I? Why? Why? Is she my type? Is she a brunette in her late 30s, slender and willowy, double jointed and open-minded? Right, darlings, I think, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, my loves. Sorry for the couple of interruptions, and we will reconvene tomorrow night. I need to drink wine and eat curry and revel in the... I do love the car. I do love the car. And yeah, I look forward to doing more stuff. I'm shattered. I really am absolutely shattered. Let's all bugger off to bed, shall we? I'm hungry as well. I always get hungry on these trips, even though I take plenty of food. Not plenty of food like Mustard, who takes 2 loaves of bread. And I should just put on record before I disappear that Joseph is a lovely, lovely guy. Absolutely lovely guy. I really enjoyed hanging out and spending a bit of time and having a drive with him tonight. We didn't film any of that. He just, as I say, he just filmed a bit relating to the car being sold and got me to do a bit. God knows how that'll come out. He totally took me by surprise, and he said his camera had a lousy microphone, so he was right in my face, and I don't do well with that. But hopefully it came out okay. You'll see it on his video. I've got no footage with Joseph at all. Didn't want to do that, and he doesn't film anywhere near where he lives very sensibly. So yeah, we just had a good old chat, and he's an absolutely lovely guy. So I really enjoyed that, and it's been great dealing with him. And as he will point out in his video, it was a weird sort of sale, because he, having realised that for various reasons he needed to move the car on, it's not a suitable car for putting that sort of mileage on it. But there are other reasons as well. And he literally chose me as the ideal new keeper for the car, again for various reasons. And I've had first option on the car for quite a while, way before it became known by anybody else that it might be for sale. And the deal has been done for quite a while. We just we both wanted to keep it quiet until it was a fait accompli. So I will do a video thanking him properly. Yeah, I know, cheeseburger, I know. Wouldn't be my way of doing things, but hey, each to their own. And he is, God, he's knowledgeable. But I can't wait to talk in the video about the connection between Joseph and me, and by extension the car, that we didn't know was there. There is a particular connection with Joseph and this exact part of the world. And the car, my new car, it's no stranger to this part of the world. Indeed, Joseph knew how long it would take me to get home, every single road that I would travel on, and he knows exactly where I live. Because there is... Oh, I'd love that. I'd love to do a live with Joseph. Yeah. Well, he has an open invitation to come up here now, and I'm tired. I'm waffling. Let's all go to bed. All right, darlings, I'm not going to fart you out tonight. I haven't got the stuff all ready and everything, so I'm just going to say thank you for, well, shall I just say thank you and good night? And I will see you tomorrow. God knows what tomorrow's going to be like. I'm going to be absolutely slaughtered, but still excited to go and play with the car a bit. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, back to normal. Have a great Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. Much love. And thank you for playing along today and whatnot. Okay. No. Bye-bye.